Lord's 48th annual Passover.
Sunday, April 9th at sundown.
$100 per person or $100 per family. Dragon Community Center, Co-op City, the Boogie Down Bronx, New York.
177 Dreiser Loop, Bronx, New York. 10475.
$100 per person or per family. Send your funds in today, no excuses.
Down from $150 thanks to Commander General YAHANNA. He pay your way, pay for somebody else's. Send in your funds today, no excuses.
Revelation 11 and 8. I'd like to know if this is talking about us.
Let's read up ahead, because I read this before, but I'm trying to make sure I want to get you the context.
Come.
So let's start at let's start at 7.
Come. Revelation chapter 11, verse 7. And when they shall have finished their testimony, the beast that ascended out of the bottomless pit shall make war against them.
So yeah, and I'm gonna be real with you. Like, I had this breakdown before, but I'm not super proficient on it, and any help from the officers would be appreciated. But I know this part of the Revelation is getting into kind of the white man in the last days and what's going on with the demise and the people dead in the streets. But I don't want to get ahead of myself and trying to break this down for you, because I don't only heard this breakdown maybe once since I've been in the truth. So
Come.
Yeah, I think, yeah, definitely, man. This is a heavy one as well. You know what I'm saying? When it's going into verse 7, and when they shall have finished their testimony, right? This is talking about when Christ, disciples and things like that, especially on the scene after Rome. All right, the beast that ascended out of the bottomless pit. Now, the beast is the white man. When you see that beast, the dragon, does the scripture say he's the beast, he's the dragon, he's Satan, he's the devil, he's the old serpent in the garden?
right.
He's Lucifer. He's all these things in the scripture. So he's the beast right here, especially Revelations. That beast is the white man.
Right.
So keep going. And that beast, after that beast.
So one of y'all pick that up, right? Meaning, read.
Come on, sir. The beast that ascended out of the bottomless pit.
Okay, in the bottomless pit, that is Europe, the white man's condition after Rome fell. When the white man fell in Rome, we started taking power. We was doing what we's doing now, having classes in Rome and catacombs. You know, we had brothers that died in the gladiator arenas or went to the gladiator arenas and was supposed to die, didn't die. Now they're here with us. We went through a lot of stuff back then. You know what I'm saying? So we was having classes and things like that, building up the nation, you know, YAHANNA and all this and that underneath the Roman Empire. As the Roman Empire fell, we grew in power. And then we eventually took over our own whole side of the Roman Empire, which is the Byzantine Empire. And then this side, the other side of the Roman Empire fell down. And then you had the white man just like living in chaos. There was no white structure for the white man or nothing. He was just, you see white men in the forest, in the woods and stuff living, you know what I'm saying, like vagabonds like they really are. Like they should be living. That's how they're going to be living when our kingdom come back.
Right.
In hell.
In hell. Basically in hell, you know what I'm saying? When we get our kingdom back, you, the white man, going to be living on the outskirts of society. You know, we're going to have a certain portion of them in slavery, another certain portion going to be like wild beasts out in the wilderness.
Right.
We're going to go hunt them down. They're going to be like with the butt bags, with the little sleeping bags in them. You know how you see them white people.
Right.
You know, walking got a little dog or something, you know, with their little family, with book bags and stuff.
Right.
They're going to live like that after this kingdom fall. And we're going to be out hunting them down. Brothers going to have the rights to kill them all the time and, you know, like trophies and stuff like that. And so...
Salaki.
Go ahead.
And this part, that bottomless pit, you hear a lot of Christians, this is where that Christian doctrine come in when they think this is actually talking about a physical place under the ground, the bottomless pit, talking about hell, but that ain't what this talking about. Obviously, Officer Kapash just broke it down what it's talking about, but a lot of Christians, they'll read this and say, bottomless pit. They must be talking about under the ground with the red devil and the pitchfork. And
Right.
Dante's Inferno.
Kind of.
The purgatory and all of that. That don't come from Egyptian culture.
That's where they get a lot of that hell from. So the bottomless pit here is just their low condition of them not having a country and a society. They're just out in the wilderness with no protection. Right. Anybody can go kill a white man now. And look, there ain't no Roman Empire gonna come fall on everybody. Ain't no Greeks gonna come storm and like mountains covering like grass on the mountains covering. So this is the bottomless pit that the white man was in, called the Dark Ages. But the white man came up out of the bottomless pit. He came up out of the Dark Ages, called the what was it called when he came up out of it? Go ahead.
The Renaissance.
The Renaissance. You see what I'm saying? The Renaissance is it means rebirth. You know what I mean? Like how the brothers in the school got the Black Renaissance going with the hip hop. We rebirthed and bringing real hip hop back. Right. So the white man came up out of that dark place and put his little resources together and put his nation back together with rank and order and start building itself back up with Spain and different places like that. The number one place that started being built up was Spain when they sent Christopher Columbus. When that was a lot of resources they put in to send Christopher Columbus. That was like a big thing. You know what I'm saying? That wasn't no like little small. He wasn't no small boats. He had a whole fleet that was financed by the government that the white man was setting up. And they was repainting our pictures and we was going back into turmoil, you know what I'm saying, back into not with the truth no more. We was compromising. So we was compromising, we was having break-offs, and we wasn't following the truth no more. The truth was being lost. So the white man was rise back in power. That's where he said the beast came out of the bottomless pit. Now, let's get back with more before I don't want to get on too much of a tangent.
Sir. Shall make war against them and shall overcome them.
Bam. When the white man started doing the Renaissance, he made war with us. Start taking our, killing us and torturing us to make us abandon the words of Christ. Right. Which is what's the thing, where they would torture us and make us not be Jews no more or stuff like that. It happened in Europe. The Chickasaw War, not the Crusades. It was a period where they was doing a lot of Inquisition. The Inquisition, the Spanish Inquisition. It started over there in Europe first. So they would take Israelites that was high up, like King James and his family and other aristocracy Israelites, and they would take their property, take their land, and torture them and make them forfeit everything or just kill them. The white man was getting in power. He made war with us and started to overcome us. Right. You see what I'm saying? And he made war with all our tribes. You know what I'm saying? Over here in America. Made war with the Native Americans, made war with the Mexicans, made war with the Aztecs and the Incas and the Peruvians. Start making war and start overcoming us. You know what I mean? Let's keep going.
And kill them.
And he killed us. Go ahead.
Verse 8. And their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city.
Now, that great city is America. You see what I'm saying? That's America. That's the great city. And guess what? We are like zombies in America. Like if you go to a ghetto, you'll see black people just, walk around, no idea. Like you might talk to an older person and they'll say, oh, this younger generation is lost. You see what I'm saying? What it mean by when they say this younger generation is lost, it means they just out there. They don't have no direction in life. Right. They don't have no orders. They're not under no orders. They just don't have a clue really what to do in life. That's what it means right here. Their dead bodies shall lie in the streets, and physically. Like when you see Mike Brown, where was he at? Dead in the streets. Right. You see what I mean? When you see most of these cop killings, where they at? Dead in the streets. Alton Sterling. The other dude, Trayvon Martin. All of them dead in the streets. So now our dead bodies is laying in the streets. You know what I mean? Physically and spiritually dead. All right, keep going a little more.
Which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt.
Yeah, spiritually, this place, America, is called Sodom and Egypt. Sodom because of the gays, the white man being the ultimate gay,
right?
And and Egypt because we serve bondage here. And look, they got the pyramids, they got the obelisks. They got the little statue that look like Pharaoh, but it's Abraham Lincoln. Wow. The founding forefathers was Egyptologists and stuff like that surrounded by Masonry, which is Egyptian philosophy and some more stuff. So all of it is Egypt. Spiritually, this is Egypt and Sodom. This is also set up like Egypt. Me and the officer was talking on the way here. You got treasure cities here in America, and he had treasure cities here in Egypt. Like Europe don't have a lot of treasure cities. They got London and Paris, but there's Israelites there. They don't got like America where it's New York, Chicago, LA, Dallas, Houston, Miami.
If I could, and even like with these treasure cities like St. Louis, you got stuff like the Arch. You know what I'm saying? Like all of that goes back to like the obelisks and stuff like that in Washington D.C. You know what I mean? All of these different type of monuments that they setting up is a photocopy of ancient Egypt. Like that's just it's out of this world. You know what I'm saying?
Damn right. This is built like Egypt. Like I said, treasure cities, and there's Israelites that build up those treasure cities. That's all, just like it was back then.
Right.
Like we wasn't all over Egypt. We was in them treasure cities. You know what I mean? So keep going a little more. Finish that scripture out.
Come on, where also our Lord was crucified.
Now that's talking about not physically. Christ wasn't physically killed here, but he was spiritually killed here. Like you got a black man who in this place is pushed as a white man, and now it's like this place is so great that it's like you gotta believe it. You know what I mean? Like somebody so great and amazing come to you with like, a black dude drive up in a Lamborghini and say, I made this money by pushing stocks and bonds. It's like, damn, you gotta believe it. Cause it's like, how the hell did he get that car? And he come and telling you that. Even though he might have stole it or something else. Right. But it's like, you gotta believe that's what's going on here in America. America's so great that the white man can't be the devil. He gotta be, righteous, and he gotta be God. Jesus Christ gotta be white. Look at the white man. He's rich. He's the boss at my job. Tell me what to do. Right. Black woman is, black woman give you all type of lit, but then on the job, yes sir, no sir. Right. So it's like, man, this white man gotta be, some type of special thing. That's why Christ is crucified here, because here is where Christ is white, and the Jews are white, right, and all of that. And America's so great that it's like you gotta believe it. Right. What I mean? If America was a small rinky-dink country and we was all in power, but America was saying, the Jews is white, nobody would believe it, because we more powerful than them, and what we saying is barely gonna go. But so that's what that scripture is talking about. There's a lot to it. You know what I mean? Was there anything else on that scripture? That's it. Alright, that's it on that, you know what I mean? And the Potter's out, you can take over with whatever topic you want to get into, maybe the white man is the devil. Yeah,
the Potter, like I said, that one is a little heavy. I heard that breakdown once before, but that, you know what I'm saying, didn't want to get into that one and then tell you wrong, have a more experienced brother tell you. But let's see. Yeah, the Potter.
I.S.U.P.K. style.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and if I could, that's the right thing to do. These other groups, you go into their thing, the guy's gonna make something up. Right. He gonna make something up, or say it's sealed or something like that. He gonna make something up. Right. You know what I mean? Real talk. Yeah.
So what's the brothers teaching on? Because maybe I can just continue with that.
Before y'all roll up, we were talking about Adam and Eve, the flesh. Adam wasn't the first man in the world and everything like that.
Okay.
What the rib signified.
Yeah.
The image of the Lord, when it said that he made Adam in his image. He made man in his image. Right. The case would be, and the fact that he made man and woman at the same time. Okay. So that's something at the time.
Yeah.
You know what? Since it's so close, how about we look at the Passover story in Exodus? I think it's Exodus 12.
How much time I got left, boy?
I got to be awesome.
Come on.
And if you could, make sure you let them know the information for the Cincinnati school.
Come.
The dates of the Passover.
Come. All right, so I'll just tell them that now. So the Passover is coming up. If you haven't heard about the Passover, it's obviously when the Lord freed us of our Egyptian captivity. So it's high on the Hebrew Israelite calendar, and everybody needs to try to make it to the Passover. This year is April 9th in the Bronx, New York, Co-op City. I.S.U.P.K Community Center, I believe is the location. I'm not showing the address, but go to the website if you don't know where that address at. Get all the information. Reach out to a brother in your school or in your area so you can get the information. They can get you all the details, but you want to be there. It's the Lord's Passover. It's the 48th annual, if I'm not mistaken. All the brothers from around, not only the country, but the world gonna be there. All the I.S.U.P.K brothers You just want to be there because the general always, Commander General always bring out something heavy. Last year he brought out how there's proof of us being in Egypt, the Hebrew Israelites, and this year he's gonna be hitting on a really heavy topic: how do we survive in this land under Donald Trump and in this captivity? So that's gonna be another heavy topic, and you don't want to miss that. All right, you said you got the scripture, Exodus. Where you starting? Exodus 12.
Exodus 12.
Let's see.
That's not good, right?
Yeah, let's start.
That's right.
Okay. All right.
Exodus 12 and 13. Well, 12 and, you can start at 12 and 12. No.
Exodus 12 and 1
through
251, the whole chapter.
Well, we're not going to do
If
That's a lot.
you want to meet, you know what I'm saying, you will probably start at,
Like 16.
at 6.
6. Let's get that. You got it.
Come.
I'm sorry. Let's start at
5. Come. Let's start at 5.
Exodus chapter 12, verse 5. Your lamb shall be without blemish.
All right, hold up right there. So obviously, in the Old Testament, you'll see how the Lord required blood sacrifice, and that's been part of the law ever since Cain and Abel. You understand? So don't let no fools tell you that they didn't keep the law back then. The law was already established; it just wasn't written down. And so what the Lord right here is requiring a lamb, and not only a lamb, but a lamb without blemish. When you go to the white man, and you go to work, you don't give him your half your work, because if you do, he gonna fire you. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be out on the streets looking for another job.
Right.
So the Lord ain't requiring nothing less. You know what I mean? He want more. He want your finest lamb. You understand? He wants something that you treasure, and you got a lamb. You know what I'm saying? This is like breeding. You know what I mean? You got a horse. You ain't gonna be breeding your dirty, run down horses. You're gonna be breeding your top quality horses, your top quality cattle. That's what the Lord wants you. He wants you to understand what sacrifice is.
Right.
And that's what he requires, a lamb without blemish. Right. Go ahead.
A male of the first year, ye shall take it out from the sheep or from the goats.
Right. So it's just saying, you know what I'm saying, get your lamb, where to take it from. It's got to be a young lamb of the first year and without blemish. Go ahead.
And ye shall keep it until the 14th day of the same month.
You gotta read what you see. You should keep it up until.
Read it, start from the top.
Come. Exodus chapter 12, verse 6. And ye shall keep it up until the 14th day of the same month.
All right, so on the 14th day of that month, go ahead.
And the whole assembly of the congregation of Israel shall kill it in the evening.
Like a lot of people, they get, kind of sticky icky about meat, and just kind of like, oh, if I had to live on a farm, I'd be a vegetarian. It's too icky for me. But this is how Israel got down back in the day. We slaughtered our own meat. You understand? We grew our own vegetables. We grew everything. You know, right? It wasn't really like a supermarket as we have today. You had to get down and get dirty. You know what I'm saying? It said read that part again about all of Israel, or the congregation, Salaki.
And the whole assembly of the congregation of Israel shall kill it in the evening.
So not just, you know what I'm saying, it might have just been one person, but everybody was taking part in that, you understand? So everybody could understand that that's what you got to do, you know what I'm saying? This animal life is going to endure, is going to, continue your life, you know what I'm saying? You got to eat, so go ahead.
Verse 7, and they shall take of the blood and strike it on the two sides, posts, and on the upward doorposts of the houses.
All right, so right there. And a lot of people, it might be too old, but I know growing up, you see all these white people in this movie, The 10 Commandments with Charleston Heston.
Right.
You know what I mean? They slaughtered the lamb and then they put it on the post, and it was just like, oh man, that's crazy, what was that about? But this was just something that the Lord, you're going to see why he's having them do that in the future. But basically, this sacrifice is to protect you. And we're going to get into it here in the next couple of scriptures. Go ahead.
Wherein they shall eat it, and they shall eat the flesh in that night.
Right? So, right there. So, I mean, the meat wasn't just thrown away. Again, this sacrifice was for a purpose. It was not only for protection, but the Lord instructed them to eat the meat. So go ahead.
Roast with fire and unleavened bread,
Uh-huh.
and with the bitter herbs they shall eat it.
Right? Go ahead.
Eat not of it raw.
Salaki. Y'all bringing flashbacks to the last Passover. Look, the Lord's Passover is definitely where you want to be at. That's where you be.
So, I mean, since you brought it up, like, I never had lamb. Well, I had lamb, but it's always been at the little, I don't know, Arab shops or whatever. Say that again? I guess, I don't know. But the lamb at the Passover was fire. Like, if you can't make it to the Passover, like, make plans to make it to the Passover, whatever you gotta do. Call the school, see can the brothers offer some assistance to help get you there, because the lamb is on point. The unleavened bread, the sisters all got in there. They donated the unleavened bread and the lamb, and everything was you know, the wine was on the table, was laid out. I know because I was part of the decoration crew, so you know what I'm saying. Make sure you get there. You know what I'm saying. That lamb is gonna be on point. All right, so let's keep going with that.
Nor slaughter at all with water, but roast with fire his head with his legs, and with the pertinence thereof.
So I'm not sure what that word. Anybody got a dictionary real quick? They can look up on their phone. Pertinence. Let's get that word. But basically, this is just breaking down what you're supposed to be doing with the lamb. Don't eat it raw. You understand? Dress it up with fine herbs. You know, roast it. And then this last part, we're gonna get the definition of that word. His head with his legs and with pertinence thereof. I got an idea, but I don't wanna guess. Anybody got that? Pertinence? Karam, you in the back looking like a killer back there. You better be holding punch strong today too.
So
You got it?
Come.
Go ahead.
Pertinence, rendered in inwards or entrails, by the more recent versions.
So the innards and the entrails.
Come.
The innards and the entrails?
Come.
Okay, I'm gonna have to research that one, because that definition ain't clear to me. It sound like it sound like a piece of something that maybe they're gonna burn, I don't know, but I'm gonna have to research that one because I'm not quite sure. It just said inward parts is how I understand it. All right, let's hit verse 10.
Verse 10, and ye shall let nothing of it remain until the morning,
Don't waste nothing. Go ahead.
and that which remaineth of it until the morning ye shall burn with fire.
So total like instructions on everything. What to do with the blood, what to do with the meat, how to dress it, what to do with anything that remains. Go ahead.
Salaki. So you mean that we can't take a plate home with us and eat it tomorrow? Or we have to eat it all there?
Salakia. So you know how Israel get down, you know what I'm saying? Like, I have family members come over for a barbecue, like, this is what's set out, and then family members taking 4 or 5 plates home, trying to eat off 3 days later. Nah, Lord gave specific instructions, like,
That's right.
don't leave nothing. You know
That's
what I'm
right.
saying?
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So we can see in the past how like, if you disobey the Lord, like, and I forget the story, it's the story of Joshua, and how the brother stole, one of the brothers from the tribe of Judah, stole some garments and some money, and how him and his family was put to death because the Lord said utterly destroy everything. Now this is not saying, this is not the exact same situation, but the Lord is saying don't leave nothing. So if the Lord tell you to follow them instructions, guess what? Don't leave it, burn what's left.
Damn right, that's right.
So go ahead.
Verse 11, and thus shall ye eat it, with your loins girded,
Right.
your shoes on your feet,
So you getting dressed, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna have a belt on, you're gonna be girded up with your garment, with your boots on for us. Go ahead.
and your staff in your hand, and ye shall eat it in haste.
Alright. So the Lord just gave, more instructions. Be girded up, be dressed, have your shoes on, you know what I'm saying? Eat it with haste, don't be all night.
Salaki.
Go ahead.
So what if you don't have a staff? What does that staff mean?
Oh, hit me with that one, sir, if you could. Just your weapon, your staff is your weapon, Most High in Christ. So look, I.S.U.P.K know all about this. We girded up, we come out on the streets, we ward up, we ain't got no weapons on us because we don't need it. We You know what I'm saying? We got that Yakarab for you, anybody who want to step up. But you know what I'm saying? The Lord is saying, be dressed up. You know what I mean? Have your loins girded, have your weapon on you, have your boots on with your I.S.U.P.K.
Damn right.
You know, the other groups, sandals or whatever y'all rock, you know what I mean? That's for y'all, you know what I'm saying? Well, we gonna have on them boots and them studs with them braids, you know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
It is the Lord's Passover.
It is what?
It is the Lord's Passover.
And that's what you get in the U.P.K. You
That's
get the
right.
Lord's Passover.
That's
All these
right.
other groups, they have 10 different Passovers across the country. How's that a Passover? You know what I mean? How you coming together when everybody got their own separate Passover? Now, see, it's different if you can't make the Passover, right? You still want to do a celebration. You still want to have some kind of observance for the event, right? That's if you can't make it. But if you can make it, don't have 10 different separate Passovers across the country. Get one Passover where everybody come together. And the Bible said that's the Lord's Passover. You understand?
Right.
That's I.S.U.P.K.
That's right.
That's right.
All right. Go ahead.
Verse 12. For I will pass through the land of Egypt this night.
You what?
For I will pass through the land of Egypt this night.
All right, so the Lord is saying here that He gonna visit Egypt that night. So again, like if you're not familiar with the story of the Passover, you got the Israelites that were in captivity, right? You can trace the lineage all the way back, you know what I'm saying, from Jacob, you know what I mean, and how his family ended up in Egypt, and how, you know, after Joseph kind of passed away, there was a Pharaoh that rose up that knew not Joseph. And through all that different time, you know what I mean, we went from a high state, you know what I'm saying, to a very low state, like we're here today in America. We're in a very low state in this country. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, Commander General YAHANNA bring it out all the time how it's so much similarity between our captivity in Egypt and our captivity here. You know what I'm saying? You got to get with these brothers in the I.S.U.P.K. We're going to break this stuff down for you. We're going to let you know that you a slave in this country, but it's a way that you can be free, and that's only by joining the I.S.U.P.K.
That's right.
We want no cowards in our camp,